the Tub presents the TUBCAST.
Welcome to the TUBCAST.
Thank you.
We're glad to have you on this randy night. Hey. Glad you came. This is the worst song ever recorded in history of mankind.
Not true.
You don't like the scat. Not the
It's a
poop.
weird
I'm not
night to be
talking
talking about that. So there's welcome to the TUBCAST. My name is Frederico San Francisco. As always, I'm joined by Kyle.
Hello.
And Jeremy.
That's me.
And Nathan.
Hello.
And turning the knobs and the dials and tickling the crocodiles. We got Kuipers.
What up? Why are you tickling crocodiles?
Because he lives on life on the edge. He's a
That's
dangerous.
extremely dangerous.
Well, no, because if the crocodiles are laughing, they're not going to bite him.
Yeah, they're
No,
fine.
but
They're
the
just-
crocodiles are always crying.
And they're giggling. That's how a crocodile sounds when they laugh. They go.
That's the only sound crocodiles make. Fun fact.
Well, that's the only fun sound they make. Fun fact. The other ones are all like.
Isn't it more like the crunching of bones?
And then there's
than mouth?
that one
that's
that's
the
like
sound you
snapping.
make.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
And did you know if you jump on their heads in the right spot, they can't eat you because they can't see you?
I learned that from the Crocodile Hunter.
I learned that from the
Yeah.
kids' book.
And if
I
you
learned
push,
that from the crocodile tickler.
And if you push down on their upper jaw, they can't bite.
That's
No.
just physics.
No, it's the
Yeah,
there's
same
some-
thing with dogs. Well, no, with dogs, if you grab their lower jaw, they can't bite. Because they can't bring their top jaw down to their lower jaw. So if a dog's trying to bite you, you actually put your hand in their mouth and grab their lower jaw. Nathan?
Nathan's trying that out on you.
It's true.
I was
It's
curious
true.
what it would do with the human.
Hot tip.
Well, I think Nathan, since the top jaw is a little more connected to the rest of the head and doesn't move.
Top jaw's connected to the
Bottom jaw.
top jaw's connected to the bottom jaw. Yes, we know all about crocodile anatomy.
all of the anatomy of crocodiles.
It's weird that they lay eggs, but so
Why is that weird? They're reptiles.
I don't know. It's just weird that
That
reptiles.
is such a weird
They're
sentence you
cold-blooded or
just said.
something.
I'm just saying that reptiles in general lay eggs is weird to me.
Yeah.
I mean, I get
But,
that they do it.
I mean, if
but
you-
it's just I get, but birds it makes sense. For
Could
some reason,
you-
I give birds a pass.
Could you imagine seeing a crocodile with a pregnant belly? I mean, it's not going to be able to slither very well.
That's true.
I was gonna yeah.
You want to talk about things being weird that they lay eggs? What about monotremes?
What about
What are monotremes?
Like echidnas and platypus.
platypus? Yeah, I was
Oh,
gonna
okay.
say a platypus.
Okay.
Now that's even weirder because they are a mammal, right?
Right.
And
Do
it's
they
the only
still
mammal
mate
that
the
can
same
lay
way?
eggs.
Or do they like fertilize the eggs?
I
like
think
birds do?
I think they mate similarly to we do.
Okay.
Similarly.
But do
to
they
how-
carry the eggs, though?
You know, I don't know that much about monotreme reproduction. I just know they lay
Well,
eggs.
why did you bring it up then?
Because we were talking about things it's weird
You're-
that they lay eggs.
But
You're
if-
our monotreme reproduction expert.
But if a platypus,
We have that?
That was never a condition of our arrangement, nor was giving hand to this bounty hunter.
if a platypus could lay eggs, then like we can't be that far off from being able to lay eggs, right? As humans,
No.
we're mammals.
We don't have bills or like
Yeah, but which mammal are we closest to biologically? Isn't it
I
like
think they say monkeys, right?
No. It's like a mouse or a pig or something like
Dolphins.
that.
What? No.
It's dolphins.
Isn't it?
It's a rat.
Well, then how
I-
come
I
they
don't-
use
I-
pigs to culture human organs?
Because they're capable of it?
Because of the similar anatomy and biology.
That doesn't make them the thing that's closest to us. That just means we have similar biology.
Isn't a mouse the closest?
Hey Siri, what's the closest animal to humans?
The
Bonobos
Smithsonian
and-
says that we belong to the primate.
Yeah.
It says
yeah.
bonobos and chimpanzees.
Yeah, I see that.
Ooh, chimpanzees, but not orangutans.
Yeah.
We're like really far from orangutans, right?
Which is weird.
Number
because
3 is gorillas, and then orangutans is number 4.
Oh, okay.
And then gibbons.
Aren't
They're
orangutans
the white
supposed to
ones
be,
with
like,
the
the
weird black
smartest?
faces.
That's weird. We share 99%.
Lemurs are in the list, and cats. They're number 8.
About
on the list.
99% of our DNA is shared with
Oh, wow.
chimpanzee.
Number 9 is cow.
Oh, wow. We're like cannibals almost at this point.
Yeah.
Wait, do we taste like cow maybe? What did
don't know.
Nathan?
Back off,
Nathan,
man.
what's
Back
the
off.
cannibal say that human tastes like? I thought you told us that one time.
Raccoon.
Oh, I don't remember.
Was it pork? I think it was pork, wasn't it? Didn't he say they taste?
How do humans
Yeah.
taste?
Okay, speaking of DNA, have you guys heard this thing about I don't know their names. Someone was telling me about it.
Both serial killers and Polynesian cannibals have described human as being most akin to pork.
Okay, that's what I
Yes.
thought. Yes, pork.
Although
Makes sense because of the leanness of the meat.
it
and
says
it's
that it
white meat
looks
and
more beef-like.
because of the blood oxygenation.
yeah.
Yeah.
Someone was at work was telling me about these twin astronauts. Have you guys heard this story?
No.
So it's like these they're twin brothers. I think they're identical twins. They had the same DNA makeup or whatever. They took the
did
DNA
hear
of
this.
both of them. They sent one of them to space, and when he returned, his DNA was different than his brother's. How do you explain that?
Wasn't it the...
Isn't that weird though?
Sounds
That wasn't
weird.
the astronaut that was up for like a whole year, right?
I don't know. I don't. That's pretty much all I know about that story. So I probably shouldn't bring it up. But it's still just kind of I didn't realize
Yeah,
that
that's
your
like
DNA
Nathan
could
bringing up
change.
platypuses or whatever.
That was relevant.
Yeah, we were talking about laying eggs.
Hey, we're talking about DNA.
DNA.
Like, geez, give me a break.
That's right.
Yeah, what's wrong with it not being relevant?
Nathan
I
was in
didn't say his thing wasn't relevant, but he was.
Nathan was
Yeah.
in research mode. Nathan, you're almost off the camera. You
So
need
I
to
am.
you need to scoot a bit. Sorry.
It's okay. Our audio
Yes.
listeners couldn't tell.
yeah,
your boot,
they could. It
man.
was really bothering them.
They were so annoyed.
They were like,
Dude,
I really
Nathan,
hope
get back on camera.
Nathan,
I
scoot
can't hear
over.
you.
Please, Nathan, scoot over. No, I just think it's weird. I didn't know that like space could affect your DNA. Like, was it the traveling through space? Like, what would have changed? How does that change your DNA? Isn't that
I
weird?
don't know.
I don't know.
But in space, they can't hear you scream.
That's
Who are they?
irrelevant.
That doesn't
Who
make
are
any
they?
sense. What are you?
Who are they?
They, like the people that always say things.
You know, Ridley Scott.
Yeah, Ridley Scott can't hear you in space when you scream.
So could you speak up?
Nathan, what are you researching over there? So
I was
intently?
looking up the similarity of mice and human DNA. It says it's about 85% similar.
But I think that's why they test on them because they reproduce fast and they're close enough that they can,
Right.
do
What's
things.
that? 7% of his genetic expression, they called it, changed
Yeah.
Scott
and
Kelly.
did not change back.
But he was the one that was up there for almost a year, wasn't he?
Wow.
I don't
Spending a year in space not only changes your outlook, it
All right.
transforms your
Who
gene
you
expression.
are. Yeah.
All right, here's
Preliminary results from NASA's twin study reveal that 7% of astronaut Scott Kelly's genetic expression, how his genes function within cells, did not return to baseline after his return to Earth 2 years ago.
I see the difference. I can see it. It's plain as day. The one
One
guy
guy's
has a
taller.
mustache.
That's what changed. He grew a mustache.
space made him lose his mustache
Don't you lose bone density in space too?
and mustaches.
Maybe that's it. I
Which
don't
does
know.
make sense. I mean, the way that you got your...
I have a theory about this, though, right?
bone marrows.
Hear me out for just a second. I think what happened is he was actually cloned by aliens, and they were off by 7% when they sent his clone back. And he's actually like an
Oh.
alien in disguise.
There you
That's
go.
like a shape-shifting alien.
Hang on.
And that's what he's...
Is that the astronaut's wife?
Maybe. No,
Hang on.
it's her husband.
There was an article on The Verge that said, no, space did not permanently alter 7% of Scott Kelly's DNA. There's a lot of miscommunication going around.
Okay, well, let's clarify this right now because now I'm intrigued.
So it says several stories this week have proclaimed blah, blah, blah. It says that 7% of his genes did not return back to normal when he came back to Earth. The mistake stems from an inaccurate interpretation of NASA's ongoing twin study. Fascinating results have come out of the experiment. For one thing, his gut bacteria changed significantly while he was in space.
That makes
That's
sense.
understandable.
The food he ate and all that stuff. Sure.
They said space didn't permanently alter 7% of his DNA. They said a person's DNA is their body's genetic code, the pattern and sequence of genes that make up the blueprint for his body. So when a person's DNA is altered, it means the pattern of genes in their body cells has been rearranged in some way. So external
Smoke
forces
can
like
cause-
ultraviolet radiation from the sun or smoke from cigarettes can cause DNA mutations.
So people who smoke are mutants.
Logan.
Okay.
Wow.
All right.
They live among us.
So it's all a lie. His DNA didn't actually change.
That's
so-
pretty good at
Right.
that.
So they said that they found that much of his gene expression changed well in space, and about 93% of his expression levels went back to normal when he got home. However, 7% of his genes related to the immune system, DNA repair, bone formation, and more were still a little out of whack when he returned. Those genes are referenced to as the space genes, according to NASA.
Space genes made
Yeah.
by Levi's.
Made by Levi.
That's interesting.
Space Levi's.
So they're talking about so delayed, long pig, so delayed, as in the stream is delayed. What's going on?
That's me asking if it's the stream he's talking about.
Oh,
Oh,
you're
yeah.
Kibbles.
What are you talking about, Jolly?
Is there a problem? We got a
There's
problem.
a long pig.
There's
that's
a long
delayed.
pig that's delayed. Oh, his dinner is late.
Okay.
So he wants his pork.
You need to yell at the people
Okay.
that are delivering.
I'm gonna look at the stream. Sorry for
He
this.
said,
okay.
no, sorry, I'm delayed. Oh. He was delayed getting here,
You're apologizing
guys.
for your
Oh,
absence.
okay. Thank you.
Welcome to the chat, Jolly.
Yeah.
We forgive you.
I'm glad
Well,
you.
I do.
I'm glad
This
you
time.
apologized.
This time.
because I
He
would've
says,
been
what the
offended
Fred,
otherwise.
Jeremy?
Yeah.
It is my
Jeremy.
fault. I agree.
Hey guys, remember last night when we had like almost like 30 people watching
They
us?
were here for the interview.
was cool.
Not for us.
Tonight we have 5. So there's
I'm here.
that's true. That's just interesting. I don't know. All that stuff is weird, but I guess it's not an alien.
Spaceman.
I guess whatever. So what's been happening in everybody's day to days? What are you living? What you scooping? What?
I got a story.
All right.
Nathan's got a story.
I'm excited to hear your story, Nathan.
So lately I've been setting coffee by my alarm clock to wake me up in the morning.
What? Wait, a coffee machine?
No,
Or just the grounds of coffee.
no, like
Brewed coffee that gets cold overnight?
Or is it meant to be
it's like
cold?
just stuff you buy already ready to drink at the store,
Like a can of coffee.
like a can or
Oh, okay.
or
Like a bottle.
A
Okay.
bottle in the
So
US.
it's not cold, but it's not hot
So
either.
you can immediately chug it.
That's
Right.
not, but room temperature.
right.
Okay.
Okay.
So
That's probably the worst way to
I'm
drink
gonna
coffee.
listen now. Go ahead.
So I discovered you can get coffee in cartons. And I was like, oh, well, I can just buy one and use it over multiple days. I developed this plan during the winter. What I failed to take into account was that as it got warmer, the coffee would stay good less time.
Because there's milk in it, right?
Uh-huh.
Oh, no.
So this morning, I'm drinking it and I'm still not fully cognizant. So I'm like, something seems off with this. I'm still drinking
Was
it.
it the chunks?
It wasn't chunky. It just had a different flavor to it. and,
That's.
Gosh.
and then
But with the things you put in your body, food-wise,
Wait, so
that's
why were
probably
you
okay,
keeping
right?
a milk-based drink out of the fridge? What and why? Help me understand why it's not just as easy to get up and go to the fridge and get your coffee when you get up in the morning. What is it easier?
Because he needs it to get out of bed, I guess. Why don't you just get one of those little shots of caffeine and other weird plants and like a 5-hour energy and down that puppy? Those last for like ever.
hadn't occurred to me.
They're probably worse for you too.
That's so. Was the coffee actually like energizing you to get out of bed? Is that?
Yeah.
It's a great way to brush your teeth.
And
I don't know.
so, somewhat anticlimactically, I was only queasy throughout most of the day. Nothing actually happened.
So this happened this morning.
This is this morning.
Oh,
Well,
Nathan.
That's interesting. I just like taxes says where's Christmas sweater. Yes, J. Oliver is correct. He's on Wednesday nights.
Yeah, he is not on this show.
I dislike taxes says too many rules.
There are a lot of rules here. I'm sorry.
No Trevor may upon enter here therein on Thursday.
That's under
night.
Minute Tub section B9
Chapter 3V.
Amendment 12.
See,
12C, yes. So
Subcategory alpha.
we actually have all of this memorized. It's very complicated. We're much smarter than you. It's okay. That's why we're here.
the reason we have it
We're
memorized
lawyers.
is because each of us took a portion of it.
Yeah.
And that's why we
Yes.
each
Fair.
took our turn.
Yep. Yes.
Sharing.
Jolly is right. Nathan is more newsy. He sings a lot more than Trevor does.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's true. Hello, my lady. Hello, my darling.
That's not from Newsies.
I got a story.
It's a show tune. Let's hear your story.
So I've had prior stories about the usage of my cameras, my security cameras on my property.
You've been involved in a hit and run.
Kind of
Hit and run,
drive-by.
drive-by shooting.
What kind of shady shenanigans happened
other
at your
people's
place?
cars getting hit. Right, normally it's like street-related type
Street
things,
crimes.
right?
My
Street
favorite kind of
crimes in the
crimes.
hood. Yeah,
My new
so
cryptocurrency too. I'm
so
starting.
one of my
street
neighbors.
crimes.
So one of my neighbors came over this afternoon and was like, "Hey, does your security camera show the steps that lead up to my house?" And we're like, "Yeah, I think one of them does." And so he's like, "Okay, can you check around right about 11:30 this morning and see if a guy in a red shirt stole this box off my porch?" So we're like, "Okay, red shirt. So you saw the guy?" And he's like, "Yeah." And we're like, "So you know who the guy is?" He's like, "I'm pretty sure, but I need proof for the police." So we get on there and we look for it and we find it. And he's like, sure enough, it's his son-in-law. And so come to find out. So I'm like, so what did he, something you were, getting from UPS or whatever. So this guy's on dialysis, right?
The neighbor or the guy?
The neighbor is on dialysis. And he gets twice a week 2 box trucks that deliver each of them more than 1 pallet worth of supplies because he does all his dialysis at home,
Oh wow.
which is very expensive, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But it allows him to be in his space versus having to go to the hospital every other day, which is literally what you have to do in dialysis.
Yeah.
And so he gets all this stuff. Well, part of that equipment, I forget what he called it, like it was like a sterilizer or something, but it's part of the medical equipment, had failed and he had gotten a replacement. So he was shipping back the failed unit. He said it was roughly $5,000 worth of that it cost for this piece of medical equipment. And his son-in-law, I guess, who's had run-ins with the law in the past, thought it would be a good idea to steal it.
Duh.
I'm guessing to maybe see if he could pawn it.
Black
but
market, man.
Who's going to want a broken, used piece of medical equipment that's used to clean someone's blood?
Did that guy come to your door later and ask you for access to the dark web?
No.
Okay.
Is he a son outlaw?
Yes.
Is he Pauly
The
Short?
police are already looking for him, I
Pauly
guess.
Short.
But I mean, so he's carrying this huge box with this piece of, I'm like, what goes through someone's mind to think they can even sell that?
That's crazy. So did you help? Did you give him
So
the
yeah,
footage?
so I gave him the footage and he provided to police, and I haven't heard if there's an arrest yet, but they are out looking for the person. So
I dislike taxes says I personally refuse to cooperate with the police. Because let's be honest, there is no justice in the justice system.
But there is justice in the Justice League. Injustice.
but if the police know who you are and view you favorably, they'll more likely take your version of events over someone else's in an altercation.
So that's why Jeremy's like, I'm getting on their good side.
He has daily-
That's why Jeremy walks up to police officers and goes, "I have a gun.
Mm-hmm.
I have a gun."
That's not what I do.
He likes
what
got
you
a,
do.
Nope.
He just likes to get frisked a lot.
Oh, look!
I wish that would have been on the camera.
He's
That
got like
would
a
have been
daily
something to keep.
meeting every day with the cops. So
Yeah.
he has one that comes by and takes notes.
They normally come by for the neighbors, but
And then they throw the notes away once they get back in the car and down the street.
that's right.
No, they have a profile on Jeremy, and they're just
Oh,
like,
I'm sure.
this guy.
Actually,
Oh,
I
that
have
guy.
no doubt they have a profile on me.
This guy is good. He gives us help. He does things for us. We should trust him.
He's on their goods. They're like, oh, that crazy Jeremy again.
Crazy
Crazy
Jeremy.
Uncle Jeremy.
I've never been arrested.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
That is good. So when I walked in tonight, there was maybe not heated, but a smelly,
Boisterous.
smelly, boisterous conversation going on. Do you know, I don't really normally like to delve into these
Bathroom
subjects.
related
these
topics.
subjects.
For men in a tub.
But I don't know how it started because I wasn't in its inception. But
I
somehow
don't remember either.
you guys were talking about bathroom noises and whether or not you freeze.
I remember what set it off.
Yeah, I
You
do too.
pause your bathroom noises when someone walks in to the stall or into the public restroom.
It started because we thought Kuipers was farting himself.
So there was
right.
there was another door in another part of the building that moved and
noisy.
it creaked and it sounded like a fart. And it was like right as Kuipers had leaned back. So I thought that he had farted and was hiding it. And then that devolved into conversation about bathrooms.
Yeah, about poop noises.
Yeah, the poop noises.
I just don't understand why this is so difficult for you, Eric. You're there to do a job. Everyone knows
Everyone knows they're there for the same thing.
How about
yeah.
we start with what they were talking about before? People don't know what you guys are talking
Well, if
about,
you're
so
in the
go ahead and
bathroom.
discuss it.
So yeah, you go to the bathroom
Public, we're talking.
in public and
You know,
there's
where there's
noises that are
stalls.
made
yeah.
when you're using the toilet. There are people that are in more of Eric's camp where you avoid making any kind of noises at all, especially if there's somebody else in the bathroom
Yeah, so
at the same time.
So we were talking about that, about how, some people, you can, if you're the second one in and there's someone already in the stall, you can tell, like, if they're one of those that don't want to be known that they're in the
Right.
bathroom, because all of a sudden, like, there's no sound. You don't even hear them breathing. If you get in there, you're doing your business in the stall next to them. It's like, sometimes it's a waiting game, who's going to get out first, because you don't want to get out of the bathroom stall right at the same time sometimes as the other
not?
person. I'm just saying, this is a thing that happens. Okay.
Nathan's saying that could be a
I
meet
get
cute,
Nathan.
isn't he?
You don't care. You go in there. You'll poop in the
I'm
stall.
saying I don't care.
I'll be honest. I've pooped in the stall that had the door removed from it because it was the only one open and I had to take a dump.
Sure.
Big deal, right? But there's times like where you at work, it's a little more awkward. I think at work because you got to walk back out and go to the cubicle next to the person who just heard you letting off some steam.
Sure.
I'm taking
So-
that way too literally, and I'm questioning the conditions of your restroom.
It's cold in there, so the steam.
Yeah,
Okay.
because the poop comes out at,
It's hot and
body
thirsty.
temperature. I mean, 98 degrees.
I'm
That's
just
pretty
saying.
hot.
I'm just saying if it's if it happens that I have to use a public restroom for that specific task, which
You're normally a onesie kind of guy.
which I
in
no,
the
I'm
public
normally
restroom.
I'm gonna
pinch
avoid,
a loaf and avoid it.
I'm gonna avoid making the big business happen at that place, at the business office. So I'm gonna try to avoid that as much as possible.
Avoid doing business
So-
at the business.
So I'm going to take
the
this
office.
another direction. Or you go ahead. Finish.
But I'm just saying, like, for me, if I walk into a bathroom, I would like the human that is evacuating their bowels to have the common decency to, put a cork in it until I'm done. Especially if I'm just going to. Now, if I'm going in and I'm sitting and I'm brave enough to sit in the stall next to him, I realize there is nothing he can do. He's got to go ahead and do his
I
thing.
mean, if
right?
he's ahead of you, he should finish
But
first, right?
I'm not in the stall. I'm just using the urinal. I will like.
That's not healthy to
Just
plug it up.
Well, I'm not saying plug it up. Like you. Okay, here's the thing. You're not constantly just a steady stream of farts and poop noises
No,
when
but-
you're going to the
but
bathroom. There's
what-
you can take a break if someone walks in and you're like,
What if
and then you
got
stop.
That
you can kind of go.
wrenching.
I get it. There are
and
certain
it just-
circumstances, but I'm saying if you can, you kind of like courteously just to stop for a second and when we resume when the person leaves. You know they're just using the urinal. They're just washing their hands. You let them do their thing and they leave, and then you continue.
Okay, so you don't.
So you're
you
saying
don't say.
So what you're
Hi,
saying
how's
is
it going?
I should be inconvenienced because someone else comes into the bathroom when I was already
Absolutely,
here.
because you're pooping.
Yeah, but that's what
You're dirtying
that's
up
what
the nasty-
bathroom is
No,
there
you're not.
for.
You're in a completely clean, hopefully, environment.
I'm just saying, it's okay. Like I will when I go to the urinal, I will like purposely try to pee as loud as possible if someone's in the stall, and like.
Wait, that makes you even worse.
I know,
of a
trying to
person.
like cover their noises because I don't want to hear their noises.
Maybe they don't want to hear yours.
It's just pee. That's
You came in second.
pee isn't an offensive noise.
Why is that less offensive than farts?
Because farts is like gross butt smelly sounds and things.
How
Like
does sounds have smell?
they go hand in hand.
They are accompanied by
All
the
right,
smell.
so-
I get that, but
I'm just saying, like, I will actually, like, try to, like, you know, when you do that thing where you kind of can plug your ears by, like, just, like pushing in your brain really hard? How do you do that? You know, where you're just kind of like,
I don't know what you're referring to.
you know, like, you kind of try to not block out sound. Or you, like, I'll do that just so I don't have to, like, try to hear their butt sounds. Like, I can't deal.
What if you're at the urinal and you know you're starting to relax things down there to get the flow going, and then you realize I'm probably gonna fart myself. Do you let it go, or you try to pinch that too?
Oh, if someone else is in there?
Yeah.
Oh, I would never.
You hold it?
Yeah.
That's terrible.
jeez.
I'm not going to fart when there's someone else in there.
Then they're clenching up everything else. There's a chance you're not letting the full flow happen, and you might get some tinkle in your pants.
I don't care. I'm
That's
not
not
gonna-
okay.
Here's
I'm not going to do that.
This is my stance on it.
No way.
I am the person that is in the stall next to Eric.
you're the
that is
despicable human being.
I am
Yeah.
the despicable human being because I'm a 5-year-old and I think that it is hilarious.
But if you're in the bathroom with Eric, I know because we've all been in the bathroom at, say, the movie theaters or something before at the same time. You're the one who will also talk to Eric to make him uncomfortable.
Oh,
That doesn't make me
Because he
uncomfortable
knows
if I know
you're
you.
sitting there with your pants
That's
down.
the thing. Is like I feel like our relationship is too. Would you just stop wagging your
Yeah.
finger at me?
Yeah.
I'm just saying that like I know you guys enough that it wouldn't bother me. It's the people that I have like a working relationship with, or like people
wait,
I
so you're
don't
saying
know
that-
that
so
well.
acquaintances.
If I know you guys well enough that I don't care if you talk to me in a bathroom. That doesn't bother
Right.
me. But it's like some person I don't know that well, or I don't know at all.
Yeah.
That makes me uncomfortable. I don't care about you guys. I know you're just stupid fart machines.
You heard
That's
it
where
here.
he draws
Eric
the
doesn't
line.
care about us.
That's where he draws the line. If we were to fart in a bathroom with him in there,
No,
then
I get it. That's gonna happen. I don't care. I'm just saying, like, when I don't know the person, it makes it very uncomfortable. As long
Nathan, I
as-
have a question for you.
Yes.
How many times has Eric taken a camera and put it over the stall while you were in the bathroom doing your
Once.
business?
Only
all right,
once.
all right. So of all the people, he's the one who's kind of broken the wall.
That's
if
what
you
I'm
will.
saying, though. I already
All
just,
right,
Jeremy,
all
I just said that. I don't care when it's us. Like, I know you guys. We know each other. It's been like we have a relationship that it doesn't
Yeah.
matter. But it's like a stranger. That is not the impression I want to leave. There is, when you leave that bathroom, that you're forever Farts McGee. You're forever the guy that was making a bunch of loud
If
noises
it's
in
at
there.
work, I totally get that. Can be totally awkward.
So when Kyle's at work and he's tearing up a big shreddy one, you know that guy that was in there was like, oh my gosh, I can never look Kyle in the face again. This guy was in there just destroying this bathroom.
Why is he being nosy and looking at my shoes so that he knows who was in the bathroom?
You walked in there like 5 seconds before him, like I mean, or 10 seconds. I mean, you guys crossed paths.
Okay, maybe I will pull back a little bit here and say if it's something where I am walking in next to somebody or whatnot, if it's something where I am visible to them in some way, shape, or form, I'm not going to try and do anything if I feel that I could do something.
How about this? Do you take the handicap stall if there's another stall still open?
No.
You know, if I'm in the bathroom, urinal, at the sink, in another stall, if I see there's like, let's say 3 stalls, right? 2 are normal stalls. One's the larger handicap accessible stall, right? And they take the big stall, and they walked in there. I almost want to be like, oh no, you didn't, because now somebody in a wheelchair is gonna have to wait
Are you saying
potentially.
Wait, okay. Back
what I'm
up a
saying?
little bit. Are you talking about if there are like 3 and there's
If there is a stall open that is not handicapped,
right? Okay,
they take
yeah.
the handicap stall.
The only time that
You're
I
in the
ever
wrong,
take
buddy.
the handicapped one is when all of the stalls are full. That's
You're a good man. You're a good.
you
man.
don't have to play that leave a buffer toilet in between you the way that you do with urinals.
Urinals is totally different.
Yeah.
Urinals, you never take the one next to someone if there's at least one separation that you can do. And if
Unless
you're
you know the person and you're trying to make them feel
Well,
awkward.
yeah, of course. But if you're the first person in, you go to the closest or the farthest.
It's
From-
just it's
from
a-
the-
You go to 3.
You always go to 3 no matter what.
If there's 4, you go to 3.
So it
'Cause
forces
then-
someone to go to 1.
No,
And that-
you go to 4.
Yeah, you go to 4 because then there's only a chance of one person next to you.
You're the furthest away from. You go to the 4th one that's the furthest away from the door.
Yeah, you always
Wait,
go
so you guys
furthest away
have
from
some
the door.
sort of weird urinal
There's a
ritual.
uni-
There is
a-
this is universal.
I'm just saying, like
There
that.
are rules.
Yeah, don't make fart noises when
No,
people
that's
are in
not
the
a rule.
bathroom.
That's
That is
totally
a
different.
rule.
No, you're in a stall.
No,
They can't see you.
the difference is with the urinal, you're a little more unguarded.
Even when there's a separator thing in there.
yeah, because sometimes those separators are short, and if you're standing next to
Every
somebody,
stall is short for me. I can see
I
over all
know
of
that's
them.
what I'm
different at-
saying.
I know
it's
you
a
look
weird
too-
standing next to you in a urinal.
I'm
Because
saying even
like,
even the poop machine ones, I can see over that. I can.
well, why are you standing if you're pooping?
I'm saying if I'm standing next to it, the urinal
He
next
likes
to
to
it.
splash.
Yeah,
Oh no.
I like to stand on the back of the toilet.
Cannonball! Semi-bidet.
He likes to feel like Yertle the turtle. Like,
All right.
I am the master of all that I survey.
I'm curious. Similar topic, if you will. Mm-hmm. All of us, including Kuipers, go to the gym to work out or play dodgeball or whatever we're doing.
We do?
Basketball. Let's say
do?
we did. Let's say we did. This is we
Okay.
all went to the
This
gym.
is a hypothetical.
We hypothetical.
A stretch
we all
even.
we all got super sweaty from
Almost a
whatever this
fantasy.
act because none of us are really
Maybe a fairy
healthy.
tale.
But let's say we were all going to the gym and doing some kind of workout that got us all sweaty and stinky, and we had an event to go to, and you needed to use the showers. You needed to be clean. Okay.
Are they individual showers?
No,
Okay.
they're one room, multiple shower heads.
So we're for some reason working out at a high school in this
Or a
scenario.
Y-
what are
or
they
a
only-
YMCA.
with wide open.
The YMCA has
Yeah, they've got-
individual
they've
showers.
They've
on
got
the age of the
individual.
YMCA. Trust me.
I mean,
True.
the
It
one-
depends on the
over-
age
the-
of the YMCA.
The old one had the individual ones by us.
Okay, I'm
But that's
just
not
saying.
a
Okay.
YMCA anymore.
All right. So, anyways, I
This
know
is still hypothetical.
the YMCA is like bigger and nice. All right.
All right,
Hypothetical. We
Communal
which-
showers.
Who goes in there no matter who's in there, and who waits until everyone's gone?
I'll go in.
I'll go in.
wait. You guys are saying you'll just shower naked
Yeah.
each other?
In
Yeah,
a
I will.
place
And probably even hold a conversation.
I will put an extra coat of deodorant on and go to that fancy meeting without showering. Is what
Is
I would
that
do.
right?
Yeah, I think I would too.
Yeah, I would.
I
Really?
gotta have a separator. When I looked at different colleges, that was something that was a big deal.
I was like, that's what
my goodness.
I'm
That's
choosing my
awesome.
college based on the showers.
Hold on. You mean to tell me that we know you because of where you want to shower?
Well, I'm saying
Partially.
that eliminated a school or two.
Wow.
Wow,
Not entirely eliminated, but that was something that was something
So
that
were
was
you
a
ever
very
forced to
heavy
group shower in
consideration.
high school after gym class?
I never had a gym class that was like that.
Really?
What was your gym class like?
Ours, like I went to.
Or after football
Did you go to a
practice?
private
I never
school?
went. I never played football. Everything that I played, like you just went home afterwards.
But what about like when you had gym class during school?
Our gym class, I'm trying to think, because I was in like a private school that didn't really have gym facility stuff, so we would go outside for that like physical activity class.
In the snow.
Track and baseball or stuff like that.
Yeah, so I never went to a school that had a whole bunch of that type of equipment until like my senior year, and then it was like even like after basketball practice, it was like just get in the car and go home instead of
Wow.
I just
mostly
never.
because the facilities there weren't that great.
When I was in high school, I just never signed up for a gym class.
Same.
Yeah.
I had a gym class once. I attended a single class, and then I went up to the counselor and I said, I would like to transfer.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't.
You guys
I
didn't
don't
have
know.
to take a gym class?
Nope.
I did.
Yeah, we had required.
I was
Yeah,
required to.
Did you
but
take
okay.
archery or
Not
something?
in high school.
No,
Brown eyes for you.
I just never took any. And then at the
Is-
end of my school career, it was bad.
Yeah. Brown eyes for you asks, so you never showered, Kyle? No, I showered. I just would go home to shower.
Yeah,
Like,
never at the school.
It
then.
was all of the stuff that I ever had that was PE was always at the end of a day because there weren't the facilities at the schools that I went to. So
Jolliver says, I took ROTC to avoid gym and showers.
Smart.
Oh,
That
man.
was
So
resonant.
I'm the only one here who did the whole sports thing and shower thing.
I did. I mean, I
and-
did sports stuff, but it was like after
Like-
soccer practice, you just go home and shower because there wasn't the facilities.
You didn't you didn't go to like a public pool and shower after, get the chlorine off of you before you put your regular clothes on and went home, or that kind of stuff too. I mean,
Yeah,
that-
but you also got to rinse off your swim trunks. So I mean, you just
so you
kill-
just do it clothed
yeah, you
and
kill-
then you just
you
drop
kill
them
two.
and wring them out later.
yeah,
Okay,
kill two birds with one
I
stone.
okay, wow. I lived such a different life than you guys.
Why does that mean you lived a different life?
No, I mean because
Because
We've
you
all
showered
lived a
pub-
very different life from each other.
Yeah, no,
well,
but
you guys are talking about avoiding gym class and doing those sorts of things. I guess
I never
was,
said I avoided gym class.
no, the rest of them.
yeah, I definitely avoided it.
Yep.
100%.
I don't understand where you're surprised about this, knowing them.
Yeah.
Yes, you're right.
Dungeon Master Paul says showering together builds character, and you're
And
probably
teamwork,
right.
And teamwork.
No, it
Yeah.
does not build character.
But he does say,
Look at me, I'm a character.
They had one stall.
Now, well, I can't argue
That
with
is
that.
true. That is true. Once again, Jeremy is the star of Dungeon Master Paul's show that he's watching.
Yeah. I'm just the public. I've never had to do that, so I'm thankful for that. I don't think I could handle it. That would be really uncomfortable for me. So I'm really glad that I don't have that character.
I'm glad that you don't have that character either.
I still think the fart sounds are weird. That you would take pleasure in sharing those with people.
I'm just 5 years old, and I think that it's hilarious, and it's because of the fact
I'll
that
admit I don't think it's hilarious, and there are times I'm willing to pinch it, to wait it out because of the situation.
yeah.
But then there's other times where I'm sorry, I got to do my business, and it's
I mean,
gonna
I
make
get
noise,
there's those emergency
so
moments,
It's
and
over.
it's like, I'm not. I don't know. It's just we're all, it's different levels. I have suffered through moments where because I would be with like a friend or visiting someone's house or I don't know, being out in public, and like I just did not want to have to be like. I didn't, because I knew it was going to take me a little bit of time, and I didn't want people to be like, "Where's Eric? Oh, he must be pooping." Like, just the thought of
So
someone,
yeah.
just the thought of someone thinking about me pooping is so disturbing to me that I almost can't function.
That's
So are
that's
you-
like a psychological problem. It terrifies me. Like I can't think about someone else thinking about me. Like talking about it is making me sweat. So like I that is one thing. It just like freaks me out. I don't
And
like
I,
it.
and I,
It's just
I poop
it's
all
gr-
the time.
I know you do, and you tell us.
Yeah,
you tell
it's
us
no
how
big deal.
often, and it's just
5
it's
minutes
one of those
after he's
things-
done with dinner.
Yeah.
Within 30 to 45 minutes on average after eating.
Dungeon Master Paul would like to hear Nathan say something about public nudity.
It's fine.
There you go.
He's down with it.
Dungeon Master Paul says he's thinking about me pooping right now.
Jolliver
I'm oddly aroused.
Oliver says, I think about you pooping all the time, Eric.
Thank you.
Literally all the time.
That's great. No, but it is a weird thing. Like it is a maybe it's a phobia. I don't know, or maybe it's a condition. I also found out there was some article written about that, like if the sound of people chewing food bothers you, that's like a psychiatric problem, and I must have that too because I cannot stand like mouth noises. It drives me crazy. Like when people are slurping or like, and Trevor knew that. He would like do it on purpose. He would like
once
slurp
that got out,
Chick-fil-A sauce. in front
Trevor
of me,
would
like,
then
straight
do it
from
on
the
purpose.
receptacle.
You know what's a pet peeve of mine that involves eating?
What?
Is when you're
Meat.
talking to people.
Meat. That's true. You are a vegetarian.
That's
Food
true.
that doesn't originate from the
Anyways.
street.
Sorry.
Okay. It's when you're talking to people while you're eating and they will start a sentence, put food in their mouth in the middle of the sentence, and then chew,
and keep
then
talking.
finish the sentence.
Oh,
Or talk while chewing.
That bothers me less.
he'd rather them not like
I'd
interrupt.
rather barely be able to understand you than you purposely interrupt
So Nathan,
yourself.
the other day,
Yes, just like that.
Yeah.
I was
It's
doing
the
this other day.
suspense. He hates it. Every
So
time
you'd rather
You
them go.
put food in your mouth while I'm talking.
So you-
I put food in my mouth while you're talking.
So you'd rather them go. So Nathan, the other day, I was doing this thing, and
No,
yeah,
what Nathan's
that's
saying
okay.
is he absolutely hated the Dukes of Hazzard. Every time that car froze and it was interrupted
Them
in
old Duke
midair,
boys in trouble again.
he would just be like, "Furious! Oh, just tell me what happened." I gotta know. Our forward Luke gonna be okay.
I dislike Taxus says I think it's an alpha male move to eat food and talk. I think like he's like the way that Nathan's talking about, where you're basically making them wait for you to finish.
I think there's
chewing.
two. I think there's two types of people that talk with their mouths full. There's a person that can somehow manage to do it gracefully without it being
The food's on
disgusting.
one side of the mouth.
They're like kind of like their mouth's full and they're talking, but their mouth. But then there's a person that their mouth is open and you just see,
You see
the
the
gobs
food
of
and-
food and it is disgusting. When they're like.
That just made me cringe. actually.
Like that is, and it's like spitting and it's like coming out like that. I can't handle. But if you can do it gracefully,
visualized that.
if you can
I saw that.
gracefully talk with your mouth full, I'm okay with it. But man, yeah.
I just got that.
You gagging a little bit. That's
The baby bar.
That's
Like I was thinking,
feel like-
I was thinking burrito
Oh.
for some reason.
Oh, just
you
like
know?
the beans and the
And you
rice
see-
and the
and you
meat's
see
all
them-
mushed together.
Yes, and then like there's this one piece of like this like one piece that's stuck to one of the teeth on the
Yeah,
top,
just, like,
of-
straggly.
of the tortilla, and it's like. And they're trying to get that, but then it's all mashy on their tongue,
Right.
Because they're like a tongue masher. You know the people who chew with their tongue,
tongue
like,
mashers.
You know what I'm talking about?
No,
Yeah.
I don't.
Where like when like their tongue goes up to the roof of their mouth. when
People
they're
do that?
Oh yeah, with their mouth open and they're it's gross.
You just made me.
I know. I visualize this. I feel like I've seen this.
I don't think I've ever seen that. I'm having trouble picturing.
No, you
it.
know, like they're trying to like swallow it, but they're like pushing their tongue out while they do it because they're talking, and they're like,
That's
never
just,
seen that.
Nope.
Oh, it's
Just
so
stop
gross.
the noise.
Only
Noise.
just stop the noise. He's
Please, just the mouth noises.
You can't stop the music.
I think the only time that I ever have an issue where I'm trying to like get something in that way is if it's like peanut butter or something that's like stuck to your the roof of your mouth.
I hate it when things get stuck in the bridge of your teeth,
Like if you have a bridge, like the dental bridge.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
and then you're like,
Yeah, I got one of them. It's no fun.
Yeah,
like
that
a
was
like a
that
chunk
was
of a peanut or
an
something.
experience when you got yours.
Whew. Yeah, I had a temporary one in there, and it came out while I was eating a hot dog at a pumpkin patch.
I don't think I've ever seen you go pale faster than that moment.
I've had. It's not any fun.
It's just that. Well, it's weird because they grind they like it's 3 teeth, right? They take the middle one out, they grind the other 2 down to these freakishly looking, baby looking, just hideous looking teeth, and then they epoxy, the 3 teeth onto that. But yeah, it fell off, and you could just all the nerves were exposed, and I just could like feel that hot dog sink into those creepy, disturbing baby teeth, and I thought I was just gonna lose it. Like it was awful.
I don't even like going.
That
to
was
the
a really
dentist.
short
Yeah.
day
Yeah.
at the pumpkin patch.
Yeah, I was
for
like,
you.
I'm out. I'm done. It was ruined for me. All right, let's get it.
that's-
Should we jump?
the
We'll go ahead.
dentist-
Let's
scares
talk
me.
about something else.
Yeah, something.
I need a
much
more. palate cleanser.
Oh, well, this is the wrong thing to cleanse your palate.
Kuipers,
What?
cleanse my palate, please.
Kuipers is
What
busy.
would you like?
A beverage.
What
right.
kind of beverage?
Well, get just, something.
He wants a Shasta. That's the only option.
Yeah,
he
a
has.
Shasta.
Give him a Shasta.
Give me one of those strawberry ones.
There's
Do
other
we-
stuff.
Do we Captain
strawberries.
There's some dew up
Captain
there, I
America.
There's Diet Dews, but I
No,
want
I
a
think-
strawberry.
There's regular dues too.
No, those are ginger ales.
Oh,
There's ginger ales.
Ginger ale.
Yeah, that one.
Opposes shield must yield.
Okay, great. You got a strawberry.
What else are we
cream
talking about
Shasta.
tonight? Are you
Oh
singing
no,
it?
we're busy talking about drinks right now, Jeremy.
Yeah.
Strawberry
Please, sorry.
cream.
There's a strawberry. No, it's not strawberry. It's raspberry cream.
Can we get a sponsorship,
Shasta?
please?
This portion of the show is brought to you by Shasta.
All right, our topic for this evening is Pornhub. So not normally a topic we have, not something we're probably not like the most familiar with, and we're probably not professionals, the one to speak here. Hey, Kuipers, I think the problem you got going on here is that you're using an incognito tab with a regular tab.
Probably.
Anyways, the
incognito.
reason he was scared to search for this topic.
I saw at least I thought this could be a possible work one, and I thought let's just keep it away from the rest of work searches. Mm-hmm.
So the Pornhub.
That's something else entirely.
Different.
Okay, Jolliver put a link in the chat that we don't
don't
know
think
if it's
that's
real
us.
or not.
Yeah, don't.
I've looked.
He
It
has
doesn't do anything.
perpetuated this before.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
not true.
we don't have a channel there.
Yet.
And nor will we ever.
Well, with this story.
No,
Page
No.
not found.
absolutely
We're
not.
family friendly.
So, anyways,
What is-
this it says Pornhub is being touted as a real possible YouTube alternative. Even the company's community manager says it's possible. So we're going to talk a little bit about that tonight, and kind of the whole thing about it. Why this is even looking like a possibility for people. Is it? We got a couple sides to, I think, the discussion, as Jeremy is going to bring to the table some of the guns are a big part of it, correct?
Yeah.
A big part of this
Yeah.
discussion. I think
Or
also
at least the current debate or whatever.
some of the way people are already just looking for YouTube alternatives because of,
You
the
okay with
threats
her,
of
Nathan?
monetization and different things like that being taken away from them because of their content. Everybody has to be family friendly.
Okay, you're right.
Anyways, shall we discuss this?
Yes.
Who wants to begin? Jeremy, I know you had some
Well,
some
No,
things
I
you
just
wanted
know
to hit on.
the current gun control debate or whatnot. There's been lots of companies who have been taking gun-related business out of their ecosystem, their retail ecosystem or their sales sphere. Different retail stores saying they're not going to sell guns at all anymore, or that they're not going to sell under a certain age and things like that. And then YouTube, a week and a half ago, came out and basically said that almost anything to do with guns, firearms, they're banning from YouTube universally. And it started with some minor things, and come to find out, there's some serious revenue to be had with a lot of not critics. I guess they're critics, but they're like a new firearm or a new attachment or something like that comes out, and they help those. They get one for free. They shoot it. They test it out. They talk about how much they like it, right? And they help generate revenue for those gun businesses. And YouTube is a very, very popular place. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
I learned the first time how to clean my particular a pistol that I had, how to tear it apart and how to clean it because of a YouTube video, right? And which is a very helpful thing to do. And there's a lot of those out there, and there's certain ones that'll kind of joke about it. Like there's that one, like white 20-something-year-old guy who acts like he's Russian all the time in his videos, but it's all about trying out different firearms, but he's got a persona and things like that. And there's a bunch of other ones. There's like the bearded guy. Anyway, a bunch of different ones that
Bearded guy, fake Russian. Gotcha.
yeah, well,
Right.
there's some. They're fairly well known. They have hundreds of thousands of subscribers, and this is how they make their living. And YouTube basically completely cut those streamers or
So you're saying
content
YouTube is
creators
okay
off
with
completely.
knives, not guns?
Maybe, I don't know. I thought they were
You
getting rid
just
of
said
that
they
too.
cut them, so
yeah.
I
Oh,
was
cut
just-
them. I get it.
Well,
So anyway,
Jeremy's just trying to say if they can't use gun videos, they will find some way to make videos.
Okay,
Maybe.
that makes sense.
But so there was a fairly large group of these gun video, like they're like a content creator club or whatever you would say about those. But it's called In Range TV, and they had all their videos on YouTube, and they do a lot of training videos and how to properly unload a firearm, how to properly load a firearm, how to safe ways of shooting, holstering, all that kind of stuff. And they made an announcement March 22nd on their Facebook page, which basically they came out and said because of the YouTube firearms related policies that they just put into effect or that they're putting into effect, they've decided they're going to move 100% of their content over to Pornhub.
That's insane.
Yeah. So they basically now have, I guess, their own channel on Pornhub. category channel. I don't know.
It would be
But,
channel.
that is.
I'm going to
all
take it
of their
Nathan's our
videos.
resident Pornhub expert here.
And it sounds like they have a safe for work section or something too.
Yep.
So I don't know what that means.
How does that? How do you even type that
I don't
in
know.
at
Yeah.
work and be like, "Oh, this is a safe porn site. This porn's safe for work."
Yeah, I don't know.
Like
either.
who does like what? How do they? I don't know.
How are they going to do this with their name?
That's the
big-
thing. Is like I don't get how this is even becoming a thing that is in the realm of possibility. That's what I don't understand. I mean,
Well, I think the argument. Sorry, Nathan. Go ahead.
No, that was me.
Oh,
Oh, it's
Kuipers.
Kuipers.
But
I didn't say anything.
or you can go ahead first.
I think one of the big reasons this is being brought up is because they're one of the largest video-based streaming content services on the internet, aside from YouTube. And so they obviously have the technical expertise and platform to handle large quantities of content creation.
yeah.
But yeah, how are they gonna? There's stigma there, obviously.
I just can't see people. I mean, I would never go to that
Hey, hun,
site to watch a gun.
I was
video.
looking
Yeah.
at the safe for work section. I was
Yeah.
looking at how to clean my firearm. Not that one.
Yeah, why's your history say Pornhub? Oh, I was looking at guns. They were shooting.
Yeah.
That's what we're calling it now.
Yeah, it's all bad euphemisms.
It seems like this is just a terrible idea in general. Because I mean, I think,
But there
yes.
has to be an alternative,
Well,
right?
and there was an article that Eric had sent us because he'd said he wanted to talk about this, and I mean they were talking in that they are saying that number one, they don't know if they can even become an alternative because they don't know that their servers and their whatever would be able to handle everything that they already do, then adding more stuff onto it and more traffic.
Well, and
so
they
they're
said
saying
they
they've
were
got a-
concerned that actually wouldn't make them as much money.
Right,
Right?
because I think that would change, and you have to get different advertising for that kind of stuff. You can't just put up the same kind of advertising that they would have on that kind of site.
Yeah, yeah.
So-
they did say though that they're one of the highest as far as independent content creators getting revenue.
Well, sure, but I mean, you're talking about that within that industry.
Yeah, exactly.
Versus, I mean, comparatively, sure, they've got a lot of advertising there for money, for people that want to go and spend money on pornography, that they would serve you ads for, as opposed to the YouTube side of things where they're going to be very particular about what kind of ads they've got and
Yeah, but that's
what's
because
showing.
YouTube is also protecting.
But didn't YouTube
the people that
add?
they're also protecting the people that buy the ads. They're
Right.
protecting.
That's the
they're
biggest
protecting
reason
the
this is
business.
But
happening.
didn't YouTube create a adult type content version of YouTube?
No,
Are you talking about Red?
YouTube
Yeah,
Red?
what's I don't
No,
know.
that's
that
a
is not.
paid.
That's a paid. That's like Netflix.
Oh,
for
there's the
YouTube.
one where it's like you must be 18 or older. The content like there's
No, that's just when someone's video is flagged as mature. Like
Yeah.
if
Oh,
they're-
okay.
That's like
Okay,
It
so
doesn't
they
mean
still
it's
have
porn. It just
Yeah.
means it has language or
yeah.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is they do have some segregation of content based on
and those
that
videos are not
already.
being monetized, but they're not being removed. You know what I
Okay.
mean? They're
Right. A
Yeah, but
large
now
chunk of
YouTube
this-
is saying forget about monetization. We're
If you have a gun
removing-
video.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Okay.
Because
gone.
because the money is what's being pulled away from the table. The fact that you've got so many advertisers that are saying, I don't want there to be any type of chance that I am associated to this. That's the reason. I mean, it's the same thing with even streamers that are losing advertising money on YouTube because they're playing violent games or whatever that YouTube was messing with. What was that, almost a year ago, or at least in the last year? And I know we've talked about that before
Yeah.
here too. So I mean, a large chunk of this has nothing to do with what YouTube specifically is going. Hey, this is something that we absolutely don't want on our product. It has more to do with what the advertisers are saying because that's the only way that it works is if they've got the revenue coming in to allow them to continue to hold things.
Yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things. It doesn't seem like a plausible thing. What were you gonna say, Kuipers?
The only way I could see it being plausible is if they kind of rebrand themselves with more of just like how we kind of have the generic thing, like, oh, there's like the food porn, like where you see like all the people make like the like amazing looking food, or like earth porn of like
Well,
all
they
the
could just create another
geographical-
URL.
Yeah,
and
but
have
like,
segregation of
Gunhub.com.
Think about, I mean, they could, right? Like they could completely have, as a business, they have what it takes from a technical expertise as well as from a platform specific.
So they just changed their name
format.
to UHub.
No,
and
or
then
what if they
have-
just add? What if they just add an? I mean, it could be a separate business that's still using all the same infrastructure, that is completely family friendly and doesn't have any tie to the adult content of their current channel of business.
Yeah.
But I think the concern is whether or not they can, from their perspective, is whether or not they're like, yeah, technically we know how to do it. Obviously, we have lots of content that we stream, but are we going to make money in a different, like, is there enough money to be had for them? And I think that's what the question for at least Pornhub would be.
I mean,
is,
it would have to be so
is there revenue for them?
so far removed from the brand of Pornhub for
Oh, yeah.
people to even want, like, for the average public to visit it. You know what I mean? Like I think whoever this gun channel is you're referring to, like, they must have had. They've got a publicity stunt they're pulling right now.
Oh, absolutely,
and
that's what they're
it's
doing.
working for them, right?
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's crossover in people that frequent a pornography site and like their style of entertainment. You know, there's some crossover there, so it works. But like, I really.
But I mean,
don't
it's
see-
impacting other types of content creators too, right? I mean, there's other types of content creation that YouTube is cracking down on as well. So
It's insane.
Well, right. They've been cracking down on stuff well before this gun hot button
Yeah.
was thrust into the.
Well, and I mean, and everybody blames PewDiePie because he's always starting scandals or whatever. But he's kind of the one that's a lot of times brought attention to YouTube for these certain things that are said or done or whatever. And now it's just, I mean, it's crazy because every YouTube video you watch, it used to be like I would, you know, like when my kids were in the room, I'd be scared to watch a YouTube video sometimes because I didn't know how much, like, you know, cursing would be in it or whatever.
yeah.
I kind of
well,
like,
then they do have the children
and
YouTube
and
one,
now they
right?
like
or kids YouTube or whatever.
Yeah, but that's not my point. Is I'm just saying like all these content creators that were very vulgar before are now very censored. Like everything is, they got bleeps or wacky noises to cover up their curse words because they want to maintain their funding or their monetization. But yeah, I mean, kids YouTube is just an app. It's a totally separate thing. That's not. I mean, it is still ad
It's
funded,
curated
but
content though.
it's kind of Anyways,
I guess the more interesting thing for me is that there's conversation around a YouTube alternative.
there's a lot of them out there. Nobody uses them though.
That's well,
just,
exactly.
I mean,
That's the problem. I
But
mean,
I-
it's you've got to have enough content that's something that people want to actually bring them to those alternatives.
I mean, the saturation of YouTube is just insane. I mean, you look at what are they, billions of videos at this point? Like, there's not a lot that they can, a lot of companies that could compete with that. You know, there's just that's just not feasibly possible. But YouTube used to be a place where people felt like they could go and like actually like create a channel and make something for themselves and have their own, you know, business and
Yeah, but
make
even
make a living and-
we care about our YouTube channel, right?
Yeah.
But it's not. I think it was something we thought we could make more revenue from. Mm-hmm. And now we're realizing, well, that's a nice also to have.
I mean, right now,
You know?
until it grows or something like that, that's
Yeah.
all we have. So, well, it's kind of an interesting thing. I'm hoping that, you know, that the video sites like this can maybe blossom. Maybe YouTube can become something better. Maybe, you know, we can see something change here. But right now, I'm not going to recommend or would I ever imagine us having content on
Yeah.
Pornhub. But
We're family friendly, so we don't really have to worry about YouTube.
that's true.
Plus, we're not monetized there anymore
True, because they hate us.
We're less than 1,000 subscribers.
Although,
too small to give you any of your 2 cents.
What were you saying?
if we ever did upload to Pornhub, we could no longer say we're men in a tub, but we're not porn.
That's all right. That does it. We got anything on our mailbag?
No.
All right. It's time to thank them Patreon peeps. Hey, all you people out there looking at us in your underwear, That rhymes. But yeah, I'd like to thank everybody.
You gotta-
all of our Patreon peeps. That's right. All these lovely I'll crank that up. Let the people hear it. There it is. All these lovely
Yeah.
individuals who donate at the co-producer level or higher.
Tell me about Eric.
Yeah, you know, these people are like, you know, they're giving all that money. All that money. They're throwing them dollar bills. They're making it rain in here. You can go to patreon.com/MinuteTub and be part of that group if you would like. Yes, that's true. You can make dreams come true, and you
In our
can
lives.
really, you know, enrich yourselves. You know, enrich your lives and feel like you're part of the gang. Join our Discord for $5 a month. We talk in there sometimes. And sometimes it's just echoing. But anyways, patreon.com/MinuteTub. We'd like to thank these lovely people that you see here. There's a couple names up on the screen there that you see, and they're very gracious to give us money. There's also other people that donate the lesser level, and we like them too. They just don't, you know, get their name shown
Right.
on the pictures.
We love them all.
Thing. We love them all
We
equally.
love all our patrons.
We bring you love.
I think that does it for this evening.
If you've got something you want us to talk about, send us an email.
Oh yeah, we should plug that. I just give up on it so much.
Yeah.
I know. No one ever sends us anything.
Someone last
but
night said we'd have something for tonight. But
Yeah,
we
someone
didn't.
said they were going to give us a phone call, and then they
I dislike
Did-
taxes.
Liar.
So you can call us at 475-TUB-CALL, or you can email us at TUBCAST@MinInATub. That's 475-TUB-CALL, or TUBCAST @MinInATub. Brown Eyes for You says, I missed the tub. I had to reinstall the app. No.
I guess you have to check
Bummer.
it on YouTube.
We will be on YouTube in probably the next hour or so you can check that out. That does it. Anything we got to plug? Anything going on? I don't think so. Make sure you go check out last night's episode of The Loop on youtube.com/MinuteTub. We had a special guest, Rob Benson. He's working on the game called Last Epoch with this kind of a worldwide studio startup. They're making a fun little game, kind of Chrono Trigger inspired. You might want to check that out. It was a good time. Also, thanks for watching or listening to us here. We will be back.
tell us
Next week.
what you think about things.
Okay, there you go. Kyle said that. That's very.
Leave us a review on iTunes if you're
Are
listening
you
there.
the loud pooper in public?
Are you
No,
the loud pooper in public?
listener.
Let us
Do you
know.
Shower communally.
Or do you pinch a loaf?
Yeah, do you shower communally? Do you pinch loaves of bread?
Where do you go for gun videos?
Do you fart on Pornhub?
Nope. Let's shut her down.
night, guys.
Let's
Yeah, good
all right.
night.
Thanks everybody for watching. We'll see you next week on the Loop. Wednesdays and Thursdays, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Pump it up.
Typers, clear your browser history.